Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Kwadash, and double honor to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone, the rule well. And salute, man. Much love to you, sincere brothers who push this truth week in and week out, man. Y'all brothers stay strong. We almost home, man. And I had to do a response to this. I was listening to NPR on the radio or whatever, and it's basically this left wing talk radio, basically, and they had a woman on who was talking about redlining, and she was speaking about the absence of trees in the so-called black neighborhoods, man, in the city areas, man, in the cities. And she was talking about why they did that, and in the what's the word I'm looking for? And the detriments it causes to our people, man. You know, because them making sure we don't have really many trees in our communities, man. That's done deliberately. Esau did that deliberately, man. You know, because that's very harmful to our health. And trees are very helpful to us, man. In so many different ways, man. There's so many benefits to trees. Trees are so damn important, man. But I'm gonna go and get into this, and Lord will be edified. This is wbur.org/NPR, and this it says bringing back trees to forest cities, redlined areas helps residents and the climate. You know they gotta throw that climate control propaganda in there, man. Not climate control, but climate change propaganda, man. You know, global. They always gotta throw some global warming shit on. It'll come to light what their true purpose is with that. And I'm gonna read some of it. It says, on the corner of East 123rd Street and Imperial Avenue in Cleveland, Shirley Bell Willer watches over a community garden with freshly planted raspberries, purple asparagus, and a little apple tree. And it says, trees are trees, but fruit trees are just better, she says with a hearty laugh. Bell Willer is a full-time teacher aide, part-time gardener, and the guardian of all grand things that is in this neighborhood. She wishes there were more of them. In other neighborhoods, say suburban neighborhoods, you will see a big, beautiful tree on every tree line. She says, referring to the strip of land between the sidewalk and curve. And the lack of trees reflects some of her neighborhood's problems. Mount Pleasant was hard hit as people and money left for the suburbs, Salakia, over the past 50 years. We have a lot of abandoned houses, she says. And when they went through and tore down all the abandoned houses, they also tore down the trees on the curve. And it says, as the globe heats up, cities across America are taking a fresh look at their trees. They keep urban neighborhoods cooler, make air conditioning bills manageable, and most importantly, protect lives during heat waves. They help capture stormwater runoff, and as trees grow, they remove heat, trapping carbon dioxide from the air. Some cities are now moving to increase their tree canopy in part to shield against the worst effects of climate change. Those efforts also are aimed at attacking long-standing economic and racial inequity. Researchers have found that low-income neighborhoods generally have fewer trees than wealthier ones. In Cleveland, a coalition of city agencies, nonprofit organizations, and corporations has endorsed an ambitious plan to expand tree cover from its current level of 19% to 30% by 2040. That will require planting 24,000 trees each year for the next 10 years, along with better maintenance of existing trees. And it says, trees in the Mount Pleasant area, Bell Willer says, only half joking deserve the same attention as forests in the Amazon. If it's vital to other people, it's vital to us too. Let me see. It says, the tree canopy in Cleveland, once commonly called Forest City, has been shrinking. We lost about 200,000 trees, probably since the 1950s, said Sandra Albro, Director of Community Partnerships at Cleveland's Holden Forest and Gardens, which operates the Cleveland Botanical Garden. The city has now pledged to reverse that trend as part of its official plan to deal with climate change and promote economic and racial equity at the same time. It says, yet some parts of the Cleveland metro area remain relatively rich in trees, the white areas. Roughly a mile to the east of Mount Pleasant neighborhood, towering trees line the streets of Shaker Heights, a town just outside of Cleveland city limits. Shaker Heights is more wealthier than Mount Pleasant. The median household income there is $87,000 compared to less than $30,000 in Mount Pleasant. Just over half of Shaker Heights residents are non-Hispanic white compared to less than 5% in Mount Pleasant. Okay, so I ain't gonna read too much into that. It's a big article, but that's basically showing you how these devils get down. They purposely keep trees out of our neighborhoods, man. I'm speaking about our inner city neighborhoods, man. And they know what the hell they're doing with that. Hey, didn't Esau say he was going to kill his brother Jacob? You know, and to this day, that's what's in their heart to do. This is Deuteronomy 20 and 19. It says, this is in our law, man, when we go to war. It says, when thou shalt besiege a city a long time and making war against it to take it, thou shalt not destroy the trees thereof by forcing an axe against them, for thou mayest eat of them, and thou shalt not cut them down, for the tree of the field is man's life, to employ them in the siege. Only the trees which thou knowest that they be not trees for meat, thou shalt destroy and cut them down, and thou shalt build bulwarks against the city that maketh war with thee, until it be subdued. Exactly, man. So trees are the life of man, like the scriptures have said. Trees are man's life. We need trees, man. We need trees in so many different ways that you don't even know of. You know? We know trees provide all the oxygen. But hold on. Let me get this real quick. I'm going to go to this right here. Why are trees so important? It says trees are vital. And vital is another word for life too, man. Trees are vital. As the biggest plants on the planet, they give us oxygen, they store carbon, stabilize the soil, and give life to the world's wildlife. They also provide us with the materials for tools and shelter. Not only are trees essential for life, but as the longest living species on Earth, they give us a link between the past, present, and future. They give us a link between the past, present, and future. It's critical that woodlands, rainforests, and trees in urban settings, such as parks, are preserved and sustainably managed across the world. And I ain't gonna read that part. It says trees benefit health. The canopies of trees act as a physical filter, trapping dust and absorbing pollutants from the air. Each individual tree removes up to 1.7 kilos every year. They also provide shade from solar radiation and reduce noise. Over 20 species of British trees and shrubs are known to have medicinal properties. The oil from birch bark, for example, has antiseptic properties. Research shows that within minutes of being surrounded by trees and green space, your blood pressure drops, your heart rate slows, and your stress levels come down. Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Research shows that within minutes of being surrounded by trees and green space, your blood pressure drops. Within minutes, your blood pressure drops, your heart rate slows, and your stress levels come down. And hold on. Why are millions of Negroes in the hospital, man? Constantly, man, and on all kind of medications because of high blood pressure, a bad heart, and stress, man. So let me read it again. Research shows that within minutes of being surrounded by trees and green space, your blood pressure drops, your heart rate slows, and your stress levels come down. Man. But they won't, you got to actually go look for this, man. They won't tell you this. These devils won't tell you this, bro. They just put your ass on a pill. Like they tell you in the hospital, their motto is a pill for every ill. A pill with all kind of side effects and that's really more harmful than helpful, man. You know? Esau, you a demon, boy. That's why he pulling all the trees. He can get richer and richer off your ass and he can make you suffer in the process. He can get super, super rich off your sufferings, man. Matter of fact, let me get this Psalms real quick. Matter of fact, when I'm in Deuteronomy, I might as well get Deuteronomy 8. Not jump to Psalms after that. 8 and Deuteronomy 8 and 6. It says, therefore thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways and to fear him. For the Lord thy God bringeth thee into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains and depths that spring out of the valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley and vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of oil, olive, and honey, a land wherein thou shalt eat bread without scarceness. Thou shalt not lack anything in it, a land whose stones are are iron, and out of whose hills thou mayest dig brass. And it says, hold on. When thou hast eaten and art full, then thou shalt bless the Lord thy God for the good land which he had given thee. Exactly. Once upon a time, we had good land full of trees, man. We had our own paradise, but we ruined it. When I say we, I'm talking about the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, man. The lost tribes of Israel. We ruined it by constantly sinning against the Lord after he blessed us with this goodly land, these goodly spirits, these goodly bodies, you know. All the blessings he's given us. And it says, beware that thou forget not the Lord thy God, and not keeping his commandments and his judgments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. And it says, least when thou hast eaten and art full, and hast built goodly houses and dwelt therein, and when thy herds and thy flocks multiply, and thy silver and thy gold is multiplied, and all that thou has is multiplied, then thy heart be lifted up, and thou forget the Lord thy God, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage, who led thee through the great and terrible wilderness, wherein were fiery serpents and scorpions and drought, where there was no water, who brought thee forth water out of the rock of flint, who fed thee in the wilderness with manna, which thy fathers knew not, that he might humble thee, and that he might prove thee to do thee good at any thy latter end, and that thou say in thine heart, my power and the might of my hand has gotten me this wealth. So that's what Jake basically saying. We got this ourselves. We went through hell to get to this. That's what Jake got to saying, getting proud, not giving the Most High his credit. But thou shalt remember the Lord thy power, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant, which he sware unto thy fathers, as it is this day. And it shall be, if thou do at all forget the Lord thy God, and walk after other gods, and serve them, and worship them, I testify against you this day that ye shall surely perish. And that's why we're in the predicament we're in today. But I'm gonna go back to verse 8 on that. It says, a land of wheat and barley and vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of olive oil and honey. Trees, a land of trees, man. And fig trees are super beneficial. That's something you can look up in particular, you know. But now what we got, I'm reading it to you right here. It says, trees benefit the environment. It says, trees absorb carbon dioxide as they grow, and the carbon that they store in their wood helps slow the rate of global warming. They go with that global warming shit. But anyway, they reduce wind speeds and cool the air as they lose moisture and reflect heat upwards from their leaves. It's estimated that trees can reduce the temperature in the city by up to 7 degrees Celsius. Trees also help prevent flooding and soil erosion, absorbing thousands of liters of storm water. And it says, Slacky, I'm back on, Lord. That's why I paused the first time. But, Damn dogs. But Psalm 64:4, it says 64:4. I start at 3. I started 2. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot. Exactly. When they came up with redlining, that's them shooting at the perfect, man. That's them shooting at us. Those are those bitter words, man. All these policies they came up with. And it says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thoughts of every one of them and the heart is deep. Exactly. This whole setup of them extracting trees from our neighborhood, man. That's them. That's their diligent search, man. Because they know exactly the results. They know the results of not having human beings not having enough trees. You know? And let me hit a couple more. Let's see. And you know what? Even the trees gonna rejoice at this devil when he go down too. Yep. And you know what? Before I pull that, I'm gonna pull Isaiah 5. Isaiah 5. This is Isaiah chapter 5. Chapter 5. Verse 8, it says, woe unto them that join house to house, that they lay field to field, so there be no place, that they may be placed alone in the midst of the earth. Exactly. The Lord said, woe unto you that join house to house, man. You got us living in apartment buildings. You got us living in projects. You got us living in shotgun houses just right next door to, just close to each other, like real close. That's not supposed to happen, man. And you read into that, it's all types of detriments to your health with that, man. Woe unto you that join house to house. You look at where most of the Edomites, they live out in the damn suburbs where the houses are spread out, and they live in the rural areas where the houses are very, very spread out. With lots of trees, man. Plenty of trees. Plenty of wildlife. So he put us in the areas where we house to house, stacked up on top of each other, man. You know? And that got something to do with redlining too, man. And I hit one more. Let me see. Isaiah 14:7. Isaiah 14:7. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth in the singing. This is after the Lucifer falls, the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. It says, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth in the singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon. Hold on. The fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no failure has come up against us. Woo! So even the trees gonna rejoice at this goddamn devil when he goes down, man. Who's doing all the deforestation on the planet? Esau. Ain't other nations, but Esau number one. Since thou art laid down, no failure has come up against us, man. You know? So the trees gonna rejoice, man. Hey, man. You got one hell of a judgment coming, Esau, Edom. But yeah, Lord willing, you were edified, man. I kind of got a little distracted in this lesson. I had to pause, but Lord willing, you were edified, man. That's why you don't see too many trees in our communities, man. You know? And the Jake communities you see now, they got a lot of trees in them. It's Jake communities where Jake moved in. That used to be Edomite communities. But Jake moved in and Esau, white flight. They got the hell up out of there. Edom got up out of there. So don't let that fool you. But all praises to y'all, Bashem Shah, Bashem Kakwadash. Shalom to the hopefully let Kwam Yashala about the ball.